Bismillahirohmanirrohim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello English language learners. In this lesson, we'll explore the present perfect continuous or the present perfect progressive tense for Indonesia native speakers, suitable for beginners, presented by Bandung Linguaphile Learner. Learning Objectives Part 1. After taking this course, you should be able to number 1. Explain the diagram of the present perfect progressive or the present perfect continuous. Number 2. Explain the definition of the present perfect progressive or PPP. Number 3. Identify the two verbs in a sentence. Number 4. Explain the two types of verbs in the present perfect progressive. Number 5. Form the subject with helping verbs. Time has three categorizations: the past, the present, and the future. In the diagram of the present perfect continuous, an action began in the past and continues into the present. Use the present perfect continuous to emphasize that the action started in the past and is still ongoing. For example, Anthony has been living in Bandung since 2019 up to now in 2024. How long has he been living there? He has been living in Bandung for 5 years. In bahasa Indonesia, waktu memiliki 3 kategorisasi: masa lalu, masa kini, dan masa depan. Dalam diagram present perfect continuous, suatu tindakan dimulai di masa lalu dan berlanjut hingga saat ini. Gunakan present perfect continuous untuk menekankan bahwa tindakan tersebut dimulai di masa lalu dan masih berlangsung. Contoh, Anthony tinggal di Bandung sejak tahun 2019 sampai dengan sekarang pada tahun 2024. Sudah berapa lama beliau tinggal di sana? Dia sudah tinggal di Bandung selama 5 tahun. The definition of the present perfect continuous or the present perfect progressive. An action that began in the past has continued up to the present time and is still ongoing. Or in bahasa Indonesia, suatu tindakan yang dimulai di masa lalu berlanjut hingga saat ini dan masih berlangsung. Can you identify the verbs in the sentence? Anthony has been living in Bandung since 2019 up to now in 2024. What is the verb? Has is the helping verb. Been is the helping verb or auxiliary verb. Living is the main verb. Or MV. There are two types of verbs in the present perfect progressive tense. They are helping verbs or HV or auxiliary verbs or AV Helping verbs are verbs that are used with another verb to make different tenses, to make questions, and to express meaning such as possibility, advisability, and necessity. Main verb or MV, the primary verb in a sentence indicating the action or state of being of the subject. In bahasa Indonesia, kata kerja yang digunakan dengan kata kerja lain untuk membuat tenses yang berbeda, untuk membuat pertanyaan, dan untuk mengungkapkan makna seperti kemungkinan, kelayakan, dan kebutuhan. Kata kerja utama dalam sebuah kalimat adalah kata kerja yang menunjukkan tindakan atau keadaan subjek. Helping verbs or HV in the present perfect progressive, they are have or has and been. Main verb in the present perfect progressive is present participle or verb 1 plus ing or base form plus ing. How to form the subject with the helping verbs have or has plus been. For example, I have been, you have been, he has been, she has been, it has been. We have been, you have been, they have been. Section 2. 3 types of sentences. Learning Objectives Part 2. After taking this course, you should be able to make the positive sentence or the affirmative form of the present perfect progressive. Number 2, how to make the negative form of the present perfect progressive. Number 3, you should be able to make the interrogative form of the present perfect progressive. The affirmative form of the present perfect progressive. The formula to make the sentence is subject plus have or has plus been plus present participle plus object. For example, I have been studying English. I is the subject. Have is the helping verb. Been is the helping verb. Studying is the main verb. English is the noun. I mean the object. Number 2. You have been studying English. You is the subject. Have is the helping verb. Been is the helping verb. Studying is the main verb. English is the object. Number 3. We have been studying English. We is the subject. Have is helping verb. Been is the helping verb. Studying is the main verb. English is the object. Number 4, they have been studying English. They is the subject, have is the helping verb, been is the helping verb, studying is the main verb, English is the object. Number 5, he has been watching TV. He is the subject, has is the helping verb, been is the helping verb, watching is the main verb, TV is the object. Number 6, she is the subject, has is the helping verb, been is the helping verb, watching is the main verb, TV is the object. The negative form of the present perfect progressive. The formula to make a negative sentence in the present perfect progressive is subject plus have or has plus not plus been plus present participle plus object. For example, I have not been studying English. I is the subject, have is the helping verb, not is the negative, been is the helping verb, studying is the main verb, English is the object. Number 2, you have not been studying English. Number 3, we have not been studying English. Number 4, they have not been studying English. Number 5, he has not been watching TV. Number 6, she has not been watching TV. The interrogative form of the present perfect progressive. The formula is have or has plus subject plus been plus present participle plus object. For example, have you been studying English? Number 2, have we been studying English? Number 3, have they been studying English? Number 4, has he been watching TV? Number 5, has he been watching TV? Contractions. Learning Objectives Part 3. After taking this course, you should be able to explain the definition of the contraction. Contract the subject with the helping verbs. Contract the helping verbs with a negative word. Contraction means a shortening of a word, syllable, or word group by omission of a sound or letter, also a form produced by such shortening. In bahasa Indonesia, pemendekan suatu kata, suku kata atau kelompok kata dengan menghilangkan bunyi atau huruf juga suatu bentuk yang dihasilkan oleh pemendekan tersebut. We have two words and we want to combine the two words into one word, so we need an apostrophe. Kita mempunyai dua kata dan kita ingin menggabungkan kedua kata tersebut menjadi satu kata, maka diperlukan tanda apostrofi. How to form the subject with the helping verbs has or have plus been. For example, I've been, you've been, he's been, she's been, it's been, we've been, you've been, they've been. How to contract the helping verbs with a negative word not. For example, I haven't been. You haven't been. He hasn't been. She hasn't been. It hasn't been. We haven't been. You haven't been. They haven't been. Purposes and requirements of the present perfect continuous and a key restriction. Learning Objectives Part 4. After taking this course, you should be able to explain the purpose of using the present perfect progressive. Explain the requirements of using the present perfect progressive. Explain a key restriction of using the present perfect progressive. Why do we use the present perfect progressive? Number 1, we use present perfect progressive to emphasize that the action is in progress. Number 2, we use present perfect progressive to emphasize the action. Number 3, we use the present perfect progressive to emphasize that the time or the duration is being spent. For example, how long? The requirements to use the present perfect progressive. Number 1, we use the present perfect progressive to describe action. For example, live, work, teach, study, wear the glasses, play, etc. Number 2, we use the present perfect progressive to express the time. For example, since, for, all morning, all day, all week, all year, etc. Lately, recently, in the past few days. Number 3, we use WH question, for example, who, what, when, where, why, how long, how many, how much in the present perfect progressive. But sometimes in another book I found that WH questions like how many, how much, and how many times cannot be used in the present perfect progressive, but you have to use the present perfect. Formula: WH question plus have or has plus subject plus been plus present participle. Number 1, what have you been studying? Number 2, where have they been studying English? Number 3, how long has he been coming for the place? Number 4, why have you been taking so long? Number 5, who has been studying English? Except for who, don't add the subject because we already asked the subject who. For example, question: what have you been studying? If the answer is yes, you probably will answer, yes, I have been studying computer science. If you are not, you can say, I haven't been studying anything in particular lately. Or I have been taking a break from academics or focusing on other interests. A key restriction of using the present perfect progressive. Number one, we do not use the present perfect progressive with the stative verbs or non-progressive verbs. Number two, you can check it more detailed about the stative verbs in my previous video on the present continuous tense in the section on non-progressive verbs. Review. The stative verbs or non-progressive verbs or non-action verbs. Non-progressive verbs are divided into 5 categories. They are number one, emotion, for example, love, like, hate, envy, etc. Number two, mental processes, doubt, mean, realize, remember, etc. Number three, the sense, for example, hear, see, sound, taste. Number four, possession, for example, own, possess, belong. Number five, others, for example, exist, seem, consist, etc. On the below, there are two sentences. The first one is, I have known Tasha since we were in high school. The second one is, I've been knowing Tasha since we were in high school. Which is the correct one? The correct answer is A. I've known Tasha since we were in high school. The second one is incorrect. Remember, noun, noun or no is a non-progressive verb or stative verb. We cannot add ing after the stative verb because now is described state, not an action. Quiz time. Fill in the blanks with the words in the box. Number one, blah 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 hours has she been studying for her exam? Okay. What is the correct answer? The correct answer is how many? Okay. Number two, blah 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 has been studying for the exam. Why or who? The correct answer is who. Create the present perfect progressive using the words given. Gibson slash walk slash to school slash over the past few days. So, what is the answer? I give you 1 second. Okay, the correct answer is over the past few days, Gibson has been walking to school. Or Gibson has been walking to school over the past few days. You can put over the past few days at the beginning of the sentence, or you can put over the past few days after the sentence. Fill in the blank. Use for or since. Number 4. She has been studying English. Blah blah blah. 3 years. Remember, 3 years is the amount. So what is the answer? The answer is 4. Number 5. Vincent has been living in Bandung. Blah 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 2019. What is the correct answer? The correct answer is since. Number 6. Lara has been wearing glasses. Blah blah blah. She was 17. What is the correct answer? Okay, the correct answer is since. Correct or incorrect? If the sentence is incorrect, correct what is incorrect. Number 7. I have been eating breakfast for 2 hours. Is this correct or is this incorrect? Okay, what is the answer? The answer is correct. Number 8. I have been tried read the book. Is this incorrect or is this correct? This is incorrect. So, what is the correct answer? The correct answer is I have been trying to read the book. Resources. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing for more great content. Your support means the world to me, and I can't wait to share more with you. Thanks again, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Wassalamualaikum. See you next time. Bye bye. This page is intentionally left blank.